So here we are creating a new contact. Once we're in a contact though, I tell you what, let me go ahead, click save and close. And it's noticing here, this is pretty neat. It's noticing that I'm trying to enter the same contact that I've already got entered in there. For example, I've got the same email address and it's picking up on that. Now, this is a pretty neat feature in Outlook. It's able to detect that the person that I'm entering here is the same person that I've already got entered somewhere else as a different contact. What it's asking me if I want to do is, do I want to update this information or do I want to add a new contact? Now, notice that the name is different, okay, and it's showing me the comparison. It's going to scratch out the old name and it's going to replace it with this. It's going to scratch out the title. Company name is even changed. How does it know if the company name's different and the name's different? How does it know it's the same person? Well, more than likely because of the email address. It's picking up that those are the same and even the phone number is matching. So it's asking me, what do you want me to do with this? I'm going to select add a new contact. Remember though, this does not happen. You don't get this dialog for every person that you're entering. This is only occurring because I entered a new contact with the same email address and some similar information. So I'll click add. That gets put in. Let's go ahead and find him. There he is, Ken T. Sample. I'm going to double click on him. Now, if you've got a contact open up like this, then there's lots of ways that we can communicate with them. We can send them an email. If you click on this, it's going to launch the email browser, inserts their email address right away. We don't want to save that. You can schedule a meeting with them. And you would do this just like before when you're scheduling. You're going to send an invitation and they'll be able to respond to that and you can schedule them for a meeting that way. Don't save those changes either. Or you can call them. Now, this has to be actually set up with your modem and your modem has to be hooked into your regular telephone. So I'll just give you a little bit of caution there. But if that is the case, this can dial for you, which is pretty neat. Again, let me reiterate this. Your modem in your computer has to be connected to your phone line, and then your regular telephone has to be connected to your modem. You'll leave your phone set off on the hook, okay, don't actually pick it up, but you will click dial and you can select the different numbers here. If you just click the phone icon there, it's going to call the default number. But if you click the little down arrow, then you can select the number that you want to call, and then it's going to dial for you, and it'll tell you when to pick the receiver up once the phone starts ringing. We can also go in and assign a task for this specific person, and you just go in and enter the details for tasks. We're going to be dealing with tasks later on, so I'm not going to go through all of that just yet, but just what I want to show you here is that you can access that from inside the contact themselves. If you want to go to their website, you can click web page, and if they've got, over here, if they've got something entered there, you can also click on it here because it's a hot link. But anyhow, let's move on to options, and here we can click on business card, and what this lets us do is basically just change the layout of the business card. So you can specify things that you want to show up, things that you don't want to show up, any kind of information like that. Let's say, for example, in this particular case, I don't need title to show up there. So I'm going to click remove, and that gets rid of the title. You can change the position of it if you wanted. The web address, let's do business homepage. If you wanted that right up underneath the name, you can just keep clicking up. And I tell you what, let's put it under the company name right there so we can reorganize things. And we need email. That should be up top too because it's kind of split up. There we go. So you just kind of customize it, reset it, click OK, and that's the way it'll show up here. If you want to change the picture, click the drop down, go to change picture, or you can remove the picture if you want to. And then the last option we're going to look at is marking this contact as private. If you do that, again, if you're sharing your Outlook information like over a network or something like that, then you might want certain contacts to be private. Maybe you're working as a sales associate in an office and you don't want everybody else to be able to see all of your connections, for example. So you mark it private. Again, not foolproof. So if somebody wants to be particularly conniving, they can kind of get around that. But that is the basics for a contact. All of the stuff in here, for example, let's select the notes, go to Format Text. All of this stuff works just like it does anywhere else. You can customize and do whatever you want inside of here. Okay, and I'm sure you can apply that knowledge. We already picked up on that earlier on. I'm sure you can apply it here, so we won't go through it right now. Let's go ahead and click Save and Close. There is our contact. But what I'm going to do right now is make sure it's selected and click Delete, and it is gone. So now you know how to delete a contact as well. It's pretty simple, isn't it? All right, up next, let's categorize some contacts.